back to my channel. I'm doing this month's reset video a little differently because some things gotta change. But I'm gonna talk to you guys about those changes as I do my skincare. In a video that you'll see in the future, I was chilling at home and I decided to do a mask. I did the Glam Glow Super Mud Clearing Treatment, and y'all, when I tell you that this literally helped my skin in the 15 minutes that it was on, like, it's almost like it peeled off a layer of my skin. And no, my skin isn't the most soft and supple skin in the world. That's not what we're working with right now, but it feels like it's just so much smoother than it was. And I just can't stop touching it because I talk about texture a lot on this channel, and my texture is like at an all-time low. We still have our dark spots, but it's just so much better. So the reason why we're changing up this month's reset video is because I think I need something different in order for me to actually reach my goals and like feel good about myself in terms of like where I'm at with goals. Oh, by the way, I talk about this all the time. This is the Paula's Choice 2% BHA liquid exfoliant. Hopefully it's focusing on there. I think it is now. I really like this product because I think it does exfoliate the skin in a unique way. And I'm trying to be more consistent with this product to see like, oh yeah, this definitely works. I think it does work, but I just want to like try it consistently for like days, like every day, and then be like, oh, I love this Paula's Choice, or yeah, it worked, but it wasn't great at like sustaining the minimal dark spots and the minimal skin texture, but I like it. I've also been testing this on my back because I have just like back acne scars that I've had for forever, and I feel like if this works on my face, it should work on my body, but I should really start reading stuff and see if it can be used on other parts of the body. It says over face and neck. Does that mean I shouldn't use it anywhere else? I will admit, when I used this the other day for the first time, my back was like, it was a little itchy, so maybe I won't use this on my back. I'm a very skeptical person when it comes to skincare, especially with mixing actives. So this says BHA. This other product that I really like, which I've also talked about on my channel, the Ole Henriksen Toner, love. This has AHAs, and I'm like, are you supposed to use BHAs and AHAs? I don't be knowing. Anyway, back on my monthly reset update. So I feel like I want to try something a little bit different, and I think all of that stems from me looking at my February goals and intentions and realizing that I literally only did, what was it, 3 things on the list? We'll check it out later, but that was kind of depressing. And I was like, I cannot sit on the internet and just talk about how, even though I try to be really real, but I don't think it's beneficial for me to sit down and be like, oh, yep, didn't do much this month, didn't reach my goals. But I do think it's important to acknowledge like why I think I didn't reach those goals. And in my last reset video, if you watched it, I did say that I was going on, it was just supposed to be 2 trips, but it kind of turned into 3. I went from Colorado to Florida and then to Alabama, all within like 10 days, which was kind of a lot. And it was enjoyable, but I know myself, and I know that when I travel, any type of habit, routine that I've tried or want to do will not be implemented. I will say I definitely did better with like my skincare because I brought the stuff with me, and that was okay, but that wasn't a part of any of our goals and intentions for February. So I don't know, I need to make an update to how I do this. And I feel like I always struggle because I'm always in this like weird in between of, Ariane, don't be hard on yourself, give yourself grace, but Ariane, you're capable of doing these things that you put on that list. It's like literally a daily battle. So I need to work through that. By the way, I just used the Inkey List Caffeine Eye Cream. I don't know if it works. This is probably my 4th time using it. I've been struggling to figure out, is it puffiness underneath my eyes? Is it darkness? I don't know, but this is supposed to help with both. Or no, this is just for the puffiness. This morning I woke up a little bit late, but even though I woke up late, I was like, Ariane, still like do something with your life. I woke up this morning, I had my devotion. I've been trying to get through the Bible in a year, but I've been like so bad with reading every morning and stuff like that. And like when I miss days, I don't catch up. So the last time I engaged in my Bible reading plan, it's been weeks. It was definitely before my ski trip. My ski trip was 3 weeks ago. So take that as you will. But I did have devotion this morning. I took a nice shower. I've really been loving that native coconut and vanilla body wash. I'm obsessed with it. It's so good. So good. But all that to say, this reset's gonna be a little bit different. I hope you guys enjoy this reset. Comment down below though, like, how was your February? What do you think you did really well in February? And then what's an area that you need to grow in? And I will obviously share that later in this video, but I wanna hear what you guys, I want to hear like how your month went and like what you want to improve on, because I feel like that's a big part of like the monthly resetting, like acknowledging what you did well, but also being like, okay, Ariane, like this could have been better, you know? Hey y'all, so I'm finally sitting down. I got ready for the day, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But like I mentioned earlier, I'm not feeling the idea of going down my February intentions and goals and sharing what I did and what I didn't do, because if we're being real, I have it open in front of me. Out of the, let's see, 3, 6, 9, 24, I think it's like 25 goals and intentions that I set for February. I did 1, 2, 2.5. Y'all don't want to hear me go through each one of those things and explain why I didn't do them. Like, that's not helpful for me, and I don't think that's interesting or entertaining to you guys. So I kind of want to just talk about my February reflection in general. I have some notes on here, but overall, February was a good month. And you guys will see more of February a little bit later because I'm behind in my vlogs, but you'll see some stuff and some shorts too. But it was a good month. I spent a lot of time with people and just had good conversations. And I really find myself as someone who just loves to talk to people, like specifically like my friends. Like I love to like talk, get to know them more, get to understand them more. And I feel like since graduating, talking with people hits different because I'm like learning more about people. When I feel like in college, I wasn't asking these same types of questions. And I do the same thing with my college friends too, because I'm like, I realized I never asked you about this. And I personally would coin myself as probably the world's most inquisitive person, because I just really like always want to know more about people. And I remember last year I was talking with someone and they were like, Ariane, I really appreciate how you actually ask questions and how you seem to be genuinely interested in me. And I was like, that is like one of the nicest things that people have said about me, because I think a lot of the times you don't know how you're being perceived by others. And to have someone say like, I really appreciate it, it makes me feel like I'm seen, like I'm heard, and like someone wants to hear about me, because the average person honestly likes to talk about themselves. Justin actually taught that to me, like, I feel like it was late in college. He was like, most people just want to talk about themselves, talk about their experiences, talk about, you know, their weekend, and they will put in minimal effort to learn about yours. And honestly, that's true. Like after this video, I challenge you, like when you're at work or when you're with certain people, notice how a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people will keep it focused on them rather than asking about you. And of course, you also have those people that never talk about themselves and always ask about like you and your business and your life or whatever. That's not that great either. But anyway, all that to say, February is a good month. I spent a lot of time with people, and honestly, this past week, so the last week of February, like the last full week of February was my first week. Well, it's hard. I was gonna say last week was my first week being alone for the first time in February, but my mom left on Wednesday. So technically, I haven't been alone for a full week yet, but February was just so different because I was with people literally from February 1st until February 22nd. And today's February 27th. So I've definitely noticed myself like having a little bit of a weird adjustment period to being back by myself. I kind of wish that people were here, but I'll get back to loving and living alone very, very soon. And I feel like I made a lot of good memories in February. So my friend Kristen was here the last week of January going into the beginning of February. And it was just cool, like spending time with her. I haven't seen Kristen since 2021. It was like right before I moved, I'm pretty sure. Or September 2021. So I was gonna be with her. We explored the city, so that was fun because she'd never been to Chicago before, like really. And so we did like a lot of touristy things, which is like so refreshing. And it's also because I feel like I haven't done all the touristy things that I want to do. So like when somebody else is down, I'm like, well, let's go be tourists. That was really fun. My mom was here. I was gonna spend time with her. Then I went off on the ski trip, which was a lot of fun. And I really pushed myself, which we'll talk about a little bit more later. And then from the ski trip, I went to Orlando for Valentine's Day. It was nice spending some time with Justin, but it was very, very short. Because then we both went to Alabama for a funeral, which funerals are never fun. But it was nice, definitely, like getting to know Justin's brothers a little bit more and like his family. So that was nice. And I'll actually be seeing them again in like 2 months for Justin's graduation, which I'm very excited for. He's graduating. And then coming back home, spending time with my mom. So yeah, overall, good month. Now, when it comes to the goals and intentions, obviously I didn't do most of them, and I don't want to beat myself up over it, but it's hard not to because I literally know that I'm capable of achieving every single thing I put on that dang on list, but I didn't, for one of two reasons, or it could be both, but like one could be I'll forget about the goals. Like I didn't have these things like available in a place where I could see them every day and be reminded, oh, Ariane, don't forget to implement that KP scrub into your shower routine. And then the other reason why is because I would let laziness and procrastination take over my life, which is something I feel like the average person struggles with. So yeah, and I think after doing my reflecting over the month, I think I'm focusing on too many things. I don't think it's realistic for me to achieve 3 to 4 things in every different category of my life every month. That's overwhelming, and maybe eventually I'll get there, but I just need to focus on one thing at a time. So this month we're going to do like one focus area for my different like areas of life. And if that doesn't work, then we're gonna break it down even smaller and do like, hey, you need to focus on these 3 things in these 3 categories, and that's it. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, February was cool. I enjoyed it. Sad that it's over. I will say, I wish I did a little bit more stuff focused around like Black history. I feel like since I was like kind of on the go, I didn't really get to like relish in that enough, but maybe I'll do some research, watch some good movies. Because even though like, of course, I feel like you should be like engaged in Black history all year long, I feel like Black History Month is just your opportunity to dig deeper. And there's usually some cool programming for certain places. I don't remember seeing anything in Chicago, but I've also been gone, so I don't know. Okay, so what am I proud of myself for? Unfortunately, it took me a minute to like really think about like, what am I proud of myself for this past month? And I kind of touched on that, but I'm really proud of myself for pushing myself when skiing. I think it's so easy to just be like, I quit, I give up, like get over it, be in a bad mood. But like when we were skiing, I really pushed myself to try new things and keep going and stand up even when I want to sit down and just like really give it my all. And even though I only went skiing for 1 day, I really think that I did give it my all. I learned so much, and I don't know, it was just really nice to push myself. And I think that's something that I want to carry with me into the gym as well. Instead of doing the exercises that make me feel kind of good, like I feel like ab exercises usually make me feel pretty good, but like trying new things that, you know, let me make my heart beat a little bit faster, or maybe I gotta take a break because that's how tough it is. Like 12 through 30, y'all. I have not successfully completed 12 through 30 because it's tough. That 12 incline, y'all, for 30 minutes is tough. So I'm trying to work my way up there, but really proud of myself for pushing myself in that area. Now, what I am most disappointed in myself for this month is putting The Sims 4 and TV over going to the gym. There will be evenings where I'm like, oh, I have nothing to do. Should I go to the gym, or should I check out my Sims and see what they're up to? And literally 97% of the time, that's what I did. And so I'm disappointed in myself because the original goal and intention for this month was to be in the gym 3 times a week. And I really could have done it. Even with my traveling, I could have been in the gym 3 times a week. I know that I cannot keep like operating like that. Because of course you need your fun activities and stuff like that, but the gym, like that's a goal I really, really want. And I also always feel good after. So I need to start, you know, moving my laptop to the side and putting on my workout clothes. Okay, now let's talk about the highlights and the lowlights of the month. Highlights, not gonna talk about too much because I've mentioned it 4 times already. Going on that ski trip. And another highlight was just being around people. I love it. I feel like my extroverted side was just like thriving this month. My lowlights, now this one I don't want to get into too much because it's embarrassing. I'll talk about it in the future, but I planned something that was a failure, a literal failure, but I'm proud of myself for not like being too down about it. Like I was cool. Like once I realized it was a fail, I was like, all right, we'll pivot, we'll do something else. But that was definitely a low light. Another low light is I have not gotten my Renaissance tickets yet, and it's looking kind of bleak. I'm still confused because did the public sale ever happen? Like, how did all these people get these tickets? And I'm like, I didn't get any of the pre-sale tickets. I tried, nothing worked out, so it was a fail. And I just feel out of the loop. So I think I need to talk to my friend. I'm gonna see her this weekend and be like, hey, are we getting these tickets now? Like, what are we gonna do? And I already know my seat's gonna be trash, but I'm just gonna be happy to be there at the end of the day. And it's gonna be my little birthday gift to myself. And honestly, I'm a little bit more open to the idea of spending a little less money on a ticket, like $250, and then still having some money to like treat myself on my birthday. I've been kind of thinking about doing a staycation like in the city at like a really nice hotel. So maybe I'll still be able to do that since I'm not gonna spend the $500 on a ticket like I was kind of thinking. Another low light, and this is probably the biggest low light of the month, is the fact that my car is out of commission until further notice. So I'm carless. I mean, my car's in my garage, but it's not really drivable at this time, and it's frustrating because I'm used to being like, oh, I want to go here, I want to go there, like boom, 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 and now I don't have the flexibility. Luckily, I do live in an area that literally has everything that I need within 5 minutes, so very thankful for that, but it's just an adjustment because I wasn't taking advantage of all the walkable areas. Like I'll walk every once in a while, but usually I'll drive. So yeah. But I'm excited to go through, well, I'm excited but also stressed to go through the car buying process, but it would just be nice to just have my car in the meantime. So, okay. Another thing that I want to start talking about in my monthly resets is what I'm reading and what I'm watching. Because I love like hearing about like what people, like what books they've read, what TV shows they're into, what movies. Like give me inspiration for things to add to my life. So what I'm currently watching right now is Perfect Match on Netflix. And I have mixed feelings about it. I don't think I would necessarily say, oh yeah, go watch it, because I don't think it's that good. But I'm already 8 episodes in, so I'm like, I'm gonna finish. And I need to know the tea because I've noticed some people on the show, they're dating totally different people. And I understand the show was filmed a year ago, so a lot of stuff changes. But like there's been some interesting pairings lately. And I'm like, what happened on the show that like brought you all together? So I'm very curious. So I'm watching that. I just finished this book called You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. I really enjoyed this book. It was really good. And at the end of this, I'm going to share with you guys like some of like my favorite like takeaways from this book. But this book like really hooked me from the beginning because it really made me realize that, or reminded me that I have so much potential and I need to tap into it. Like literally, oh, I remember this. In the beginning of the book, in the introduction, it says, compared to what I knew I was capable of, I was, shall we say, unimpressed. I always felt like, come on, this is the best I can do. I felt like I was going through the motions of living my lukewarm life with occasional flare-ups of awesomeness here and there. And the most painful part was that deep down, I knew I was a total rock star, that I had the power to give and receive and love with the best of them, and that I could leap tall buildings in a single bound and could create anything I put my mind to. That's literally my mindset. That's literally my issue. And I thought it was a really good book. I will say this is not the book that you want to like leisurely, or not say that. I feel like it's more of a book where I'm like, let me read this in the morning to like get my day started, to give me a little bit of motivation. Not necessarily the book I want to read while I'm on a plane, but I thought it was really good. I want to read her other books because she has like quite a few. And there's like accessories that go along with stuff. So I definitely recommend this book. The other book that I'm reading, I'm not even gonna go get it because I'm struggling. Y'all been reading this book since October and I'm not finished. It's American Dirt. My mom read it, my grandma read it, and they rave about it, and I'm struggling. But I'm going to finish that book soon. Another thing that I'm watching is literally currently watching Keith Lee, famous TikToker, his episode on Kev on Stage podcast.
I really like, I don't even know the name of the podcast, but it's a 2.5-hour episode. I think I'm like maybe 50 minutes in, and I'm really, really enjoying it. I didn't know Keith was from Detroit, so it's just so cool learning about his story and how he was a bad kid. So yeah, it's really, really good. If you like Keith Lee, if you like Kev on Stage, definitely check it out. It's really, really good. And I'm also watching the Next Level Living podcast. And in a future vlog, you'll see me watching that. But really enjoying it. I'm trying to get more into like these video podcasts that just talk about random stuff. Like I want to like listen to some spiritual podcasts, but I want to listen to some culture podcasts, and I don't know, like deepen my podcast knowledge, because I think I do listen to a lot of one-dimensional podcasts and I'm more like girl chat or just like adulting, which are always good, or dating. I think the dating ones are so interesting, but I want to hear like other things. I want to hear other perspectives, so trying to dig into that a little bit more. But I definitely suggest checking out those 2 podcasts and this book for sure. Okay, now let's talk about what I'm loving. So talked about this before, but I'm definitely loving having just good conversations with friends and spending quality time together. Like that's like my favorite thing right now. Like give me that every day, all day, and I will feel so good. Maybe not all day, but maybe every day. I would feel real, real good. Another thing that I'm loving, I've only tried it once, but I've been raving about it. I talked about it earlier in this video, the Glam Glow Super Mud Mask. Obsessed, I love it. We'll be using that very soon. Another thing is the Clinique Cleansing Balm. I've also talked about that before. It's just so nice to just have your makeup be melted off so easily. And the fact that it's safe for your eyes is a big thing, because I always feel like I never get my mascara off. But when I use that Clinique Cleansing Balm, it really, really helps. And I do usually follow it up with like a, what is it called? Micellar water too. But I love it. Next up, I'm loving shea butter. There's nothing else to add to it. Just loving shea butter. It's a great thing to put on your body when you get out the shower. It's the best. I'm also loving like actually getting ready for the day, like not just like being in like leggings and a t-shirt or my robe all the time. Like I just feel a lot more put together, and like I feel like a little happier, if I'm being honest with you. So I'm loving that. Last but definitely not least, this is kind of related to the first thing that I'm loving, but I'm really liking like hanging out with people at home, like having people in my space or in their space, just like an apartment hangout. I don't know, those are just like hitting different. Maybe because it's so casual, maybe that's why I like it so much, but I'm really loving those as of lately. All right, now what I'm not feeling. Now thankfully this list is short, but I'm not feeling laziness and procrastination. That has to go. That has to be at a minimal amount. And I'm really not feeling subscription services, because they really just add up, and I need to like be a cord cutter in terms of all the subscriptions that I have, because it's ridiculous. I forgot that I had a VSCO subscription. Y'all, I don't use VSCO. I don't even take pictures like that, but like those times, those days are over, and the price was increasing to $30. I'm like, yep, VSCO, you were cool back in the day, but now I'm ending my subscription. So that's no longer cool to me. I need to go through and just like clean stuff out and just really think about like what do I truly need versus like what I want and what doesn't really add much value to my life. Like one subscription I'm gonna keep until further notice is the iCloud extra space, because I never have space. So I'm paying $10 a month for iCloud storage, but I need it because I have a lot of stuff on my phone. So that's one thing I will willingly pay for every month. So I mentioned earlier that for March, we're gonna have like a singular focus area for each of my areas of life instead of having 3, 4, 5 areas, because honestly, that's not realistic for me. And of course I can always do these other things, but like the one thing that I'm like really holding myself accountable for, it's just gonna be that one thing. So we'll start with my favorite section, health. Very simple goal. I want to go to the gym 2 times a week. Even when I'm traveling, I'll be gone a little bit in March. I want to go to the gym 2 times a week, and I can. And I know that I'm capable of doing it. So that's our thing. And it would be lovely to do it even more often. But we're going to start off small, 2 times a week. For spiritual, I want to do my daily devotional readings 5 times a week. I'm giving myself a little bit of room to slack off, but 5 times a week. That could be Monday through Friday, Tuesday, Sunday, every other day. I don't know. But I really want to do my devotionals 5 times a week. I did it this morning. So Monday so far we got it checked off, but we got to keep that energy. Habits and routines. We're going to keep it basic. I want to do my daily skincare routine / develop my daily skincare routine in the morning and the night. Every day, something needs to go on this face, whether it's just a simple cleanser, whether I'm actually doing my 5-step routine, whether I'm making sure I'm really taking my makeup off and not just using a makeup wipe. I want to do that. In terms of social, this is a loose one, but I want to host something. I kind of want to have people over in March. And there's a weekend that I'm thinking that would be kind of cool. Just something real simple, like a dinner. I think I want to do that. For financials, I need to roll over my 401k from my last job. It's literally sitting there. And I need to also check on, see, now I'm trying to add stuff. I do need to check on my 401k for this current job. It's funny, we don't have like a system, like a hub for everything like we did at my old job, which I miss because stuff's a little bit more complicated now. For self-care, hobbies, and personal growth, that Super Mud, what is it called? The Super Glow Mud Mask, Glam Glow Super Mud Mask, that has me in a chokehold. So I want to do a face mask one time a week, and I feel like that's so doable, especially like on Friday nights. I'm usually at home chilling, easy, just throw on a face mask. So we're gonna do that. And the face mask stuff is so small, it can definitely travel with me, like not an excuse for me not to do that. And then last but not least, educational. I want to start 2 new books. So we're gonna finish American Dirt and we're gonna start 2 new books. I want to start a fictional book, and I already know what book that's gonna be because I have a book club meeting probably sometime in March. It's called, I think, Daisy Deeper. I can't see it from here, but I think that's what it's called. And then I want to also start like a nonfiction book, whether it's a biography, self-help book, something that's a little bit more enriching, and just read those simultaneously. So I don't have to finish them in March. That would be totally ideal, but I definitely want to start them. So that requires me finishing American Dirt, which I'm like halfway through, and then going through the process of finding a new self-help biography, whatever, nonfiction book, starting that, and then getting started with my book club book. So fingers crossed. I mentioned earlier that I really struggled with my goals and intentions for every month because I didn't have them displayed. So literally after I filmed this video, I'm gonna go on Amazon. I already found the one that I want. I'm gonna order this magnetic whiteboard for my fridge, and we're gonna put it on my fridge and we're gonna cutely write everything so that I will remember to do these things on a daily basis, weekly basis, whatever the cadence is that I put in my list. And next month for our April reset, we're gonna check in. And I will admit, my April reset's gonna be a little different because I'm not gonna be at home. I won't be able to film it while I'm at home. So it'll be kind of a more on the go type reset video. It's not gonna be in the comfort of my home, but I really hope that my energy going into that video is very positive, that I'm proud of myself, that I really tried in these different areas of my life, and I feel confident. Fingers crossed. All right, y'all. Great chatting with you. I hope you have a fantastic March. Before I go, I want to share this from my book. Hopefully I didn't share this in a vlog before, but it talks about how this is chapter, I don't even know what chapter it is, the G word in the book, but it's talking about like awareness, and it says good old awareness is your key to freedom. Once you realize that you can dramatically improve your situation by connecting with source energy and raising your frequency, you can freaking do it already. Instead of opting to stay in the suck hole and feeling like a victim of pathetic circumstances, such as microwaving ramen in its styrofoam cup for dinner, or working for someone who makes your flesh crawl. In order to truly raise your vibration, you've got to believe that everything you want is available to you. And the best way to keep this belief strong is by staying connected to source energy. By the way, source energy, it all depends on your belief system. The author talks about this. If you believe in the universe, it could be the universe, it could be God, whatever your belief is, whatever your higher power belief is. The trick is to have both parts, energy and action, working in unison. Unless your energy is lined up properly with that which you desire, really desire, any action you take is going to require way more effort to get you where you want to go, if it gets you there at all. Once in a while, you may get lucky doing one without the other, but if you get very clear on what you truly want, rather than what you think you should want, believe that it's available to you regardless of your present circumstances by staying connected to source energy and keeping your frequency high, and take decisive action, you will eventually succeed. So I really like that. Guys, this is a really good book. I didn't always have a highlighter with me, so I couldn't always highlight all the things that I enjoyed, but there were some really good takeaways in this book. Like, really, really good. So you're a badass, so don't forget that. Definitely check it out. Rent it from the library, whatever you want to do. But I'm going to talk with you guys later. Again, don't forget to comment down below and let me know how was your February, what went well, what was an area you wanted to improve on. And I will see y'all in my next video, which will be, I believe, a vlog. So, bye.